my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and these are the Q&A for the week, where you get to ask me whatever questions you want the following week, and I answer them this week. Sometimes I do these videos live, sometimes I do it pre-recorded. Well, this is the pre-recorded version, but if you want to ask a question, put it in the comments below, and I will answer it next week. We got some really great questions for this week. I'm going to show some pretty big books. I'm going to show some pretty cool books and just a whole bunch of stuff. Should be a fun video. First question comes from Kay Munin, who asked, which in your opinion, what is your opinion? Oh my goodness, bad start there. Okay, what is your opinion of foil comic covers? If you have any, which ones are your favorite? Well, my favorite, I actually was searching really hard to find it. It's actually a cover with Harley Quinn, where her brain's exploding, and a whole bunch of different variants of Harley Quinn are popping out of her brain. But I couldn't find it. I was like looking all over the place. I know I put it, actually the funny thing is I put it together with some other really cool covers that I really enjoy, and I don't know where that box is. No idea where. I was like, oh, I got to protect these and put them so that they're nice and safe, and then I lost the box. I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere in this room. I don't know where. So I'll find it after recording this probably. But that's my favorite foil cover. But I did pick some cool foils that I did find in my collection. First is Web of Spider-Man number 300. This is a really cool green foil where you can see the webs. I don't know if you can really see that, but you know, the webs are kind of shiny. I don't know. It's kind of cool. And it's the first appearance of the spider armor. That's Web of Spider-Man 100. And another one this was really hot, this book, during the whole Venom 2 movie, because he finally refers to himself as the Lethal Protector. This is Venom, the Lethal Protector number 1. And I bought this way back in the day. I actually missed it when it came out, but I bought it the next week. And then they charged me $5. So I paid a little bit more. Normally it's like $3.50 or $3.75 Canadian, and they charged me $5 Canadian. But yeah, I paid a little extra because I missed it on the opening week. But it was a very cool cover. This was a really hot book even back in the day. Yeah, my copy is mint condition. So yeah, so that's Venom Lethal Protector, very cool foil cover. And another really cool foil cover is they're like right now both DC and Marvel are doing this, where they're reprinting older stories but then doing them with foil covers. And the one that I really liked that came out just recently was Wonder Woman number 1, the second series, number 1, reprint. And I just think it's a really cool foil. I always love this cover by George Perez. And I just thought, you know, hey, this is really cool. I like it as a foil. So I really enjoy foils in general. I think they're fun. They're kind of shiny. I don't know. I fall into, you know, victim of, you know, the whole gimmicky covers. I enjoy my gimmicky covers. I think I have more cool foils in my collection. I just have to find them. Like a lot of my 90s books are like really poorly organized, so I have to go and find those. But that's when there was a lot of foils. Okay, next question comes from Red Rock Shane. How many how many genres of comic book collecting can you think of? Example: superhero, pre-code horror, good girl, sci-fi, romance, crime, western, monsters, robots, any others. What do you think of, what do you call Disney Dell cartoon? So Disney, there are Disney collectors, and there's Dell collectors, there's 4-color collectors. So those would be within those Disney and Dell ones. So there's actually Disney collectors. It's where you only collect Disney books. And I know a bunch of people that's all they do. They collect Disney books. There's also Hitler covers. I know a collector that's what he collects. He collects Hitler covers. That would be a subgenre of the World War II collector, where they collect World War II books. There's also homage cover collectors, like where they collect homage covers, and I'm one of those. There's people that collect 3D comics. And there's ones that collect skull covers, where, you know, if you think about it, like that's a subgenre of pre-code horror. Also, another subgenre of pre-code horror is hanging covers, execution covers, electrocution covers. There's like a whole bunch of subgenres. So probably if you think about any of these, there'd be subgenres. Like, for example, Good Girl. There'd be like a subgenre of that, which would be like innuendo covers. And people collect innuendo covers. And then there'd be, within homage covers even, there's subgenres where it's like movie homages. And then there's, you know, homages of like TV series, or homages of like even one particular comic. So for example, I collect homages of Crime Suspense Stories 22. And there's a ton of those. Just collecting that could be a collecting thing. So there's just so many genres and subgenres. The main ones you did get, you know, the pre-code horror, the superhero, Good Girl, sci-fi. There's also Bad Girls is another kind of maybe a subgenre of Good Girl, if that makes sense. Romance is another one. Another one that you might consider would be teen or adult is another section as well. Teen and adult, it would be two separate sections. There's also anime, and there's also like TV related comics. So where it's more like I Love Lucy, I Dream a Genie, all those ones, Lassie. There's like a whole bunch of series that were just TV series that were made into comics. There's the same that goes with movies as well. So there's so many genres of comic collecting that it's hard to name them all. But we're going to actually do one genre in particular that you asked about, is show your favorite 80s cartoon comics. So you asked me about 80s cartoon comics, which would be a subgenre of cartoon comics. So I grabbed a bunch of 80s comics with cartoon characters. So one that I thought was really fun is Care Bears #1. This is actually the first appearance of the Care Bears in comics. This is from Star. And actually, one of the later issues of Care Bears, the one with the like 25th anniversary cover, is actually one of the more valuable ones in the Care Bear line. So this is Care Bears #1. I actually liked Care Bears as a kid, strangely enough. And then we got Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew. And this is #9. I actually have like pretty much most of the run. But I chose to show this one because it is the first cover appearance of McSnurtle. And I'm zooming into him. He's the turtle that looks like the Flash. That's McSnurtle in his terrific form. Yeah, so really cool book. That's his first. He actually is a Golden Age character, but that was the first time he's in his superhero form on the cover. Another series that I really liked was the Smurfs. The Smurfs actually, in terms of when they made their first appearance, it was much earlier than this. They made an appearance in Spiro, which is a Belgian magazine. But this series is actually the first comic series. So this is #2. I actually have #1, but it's slabbed. And I figured I'd show #2 and #3. I really liked the Smurfs as a kid. I had on my VHS, I recorded every episode of the Smurfs. Another series that I really liked, and this was more 70s into 80s as well. And I'm not sure if this is actually 70s or maybe early 80s. This might be 70s actually. Is Super Friends. And this is actually the first appearance of the Wonder Twins. So you get their first appearance here. I'm not sure if this is 70s, like late 70s or early 80s. It's on that cusp. Next one is Thundercats. So this is another Star Publications. And this is Thundercats #1, first appearance of the Thundercats. And this is kind of a cool book. And another one that I really liked as a kid is Battle of the Planets. So this is Battle of the Planets #1. And it's kind of an anime, but it's a cartoon series. I really enjoyed it as a kid. Each of them would have their own little like things, and then like different spacecrafts that they'd fly in, and they could combine and make their super spacecrafty thing that they could fight the bad guys with. I don't know. Always in Japanese things, they always have to combine and then become big, and as if being bigger somehow makes you more powerful. So yeah, Battle of the Planets. So kind of a fun one. And actually, I had one more. Where did I put it? Oh, I had one more, but I don't know where I put it. Which was Starblazers. I actually brought Starblazers as well. Another great one, but I don't know where I put it. I had it, but don't know where I put it. No, I don't know where I put it. That's really weird. That's okay. So I had one more, but guess I'm not going to show it because I can't find it. I just had it out. Next question comes from David Samuelson. I would love to see you do a video on your best books in your collection. Well, I'm going to show you sort of my top 10. Not in any particular order. These are big books, and I'll show you what I mean. They're not in any particular order from highest to, most expensive or whatever it is, but they're some of my bigger books. So we got Tales of Suspense 39, first appearance of Iron Man. It's kind of a big book. So yeah, that's the first one. And next one is The Incredible Hulk, #2. Another big book. I'm going to show 10. And there's actually a few that probably I could have shown instead of some of these ones. But I figured these ones would do. We got All-Star Comics #8. This is the first appearance of Wonder Woman. Kind of a hard book to get, actually. And it's this is actually the most expensive book in my collection. And then we got more fun comics, #55. This is the first appearance of Dr. Fate, the Bernard Bailey cover. And we got Amazing Fantasy, #15. And this is the first appearance of Spider-Man. Mine's a 3.0, and it's a green label because somebody cut out a small coupon, so it got the incomplete label. I could probably get this regraded at a 2.5. So it's either a 3.0 green label or a 2.5 blue label. Okay, next one, another big book, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first print at #1. This is a really great book. Actually, it's a wraparound cover as well. So that's another big book in my collection. And it's actually a big book because it's physically big. Another one that's physically big is Sensation Comics #1. And this is like the first cover appearance of Wonder Woman. And this is her first, not titled book, but first solo series. So Sensation Comics #1. And we got Wonder Woman #1. This is her first titled series, and just a classic cover. So it's in the 7.5, which is pretty high grade. It's actually the second most expensive, maybe second or third most expensive book in my collection. Then we got Journey into Mystery, #83. This is the first appearance of Thor, and just a great book. Yeah, really cool cover. And speaking of cool covers, we got Phantom Lady number 17. And this is just a classic Matt Baker cover, a headlight cover, bondage cover, and also one that was mentioned in The Seduction of the Innocent because of the fact that it is a headlight cover. Just a great cover all together. So Phantom Lady number 17. So those are my 10 biggest books, sort of. There's probably a few that I could switch in and out because they kind of fluctuate in value. I probably have about another 5 or 10 books, maybe 5 or 10 books that could have switched out in the bottom numbers of that group. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. You know, I have a pretty big collection, so I hope you enjoyed these ones at least. Last question is from Cali Comics, and he asked, can you do a Merrie Melodies Key Comic episode? Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to put these down. I'm going to show you, so Merrie Melodies is another way of saying Looney Tunes. I always think of Looney Tunes and Merrie Melodies because their very first comic was just that. It's Looney Tunes and Merrie Melodies. And this is actually number 1, which is the first appearance of Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, and you can see all the characters, Daffy Duck, Petunia Pig. So a whole bunch of characters made their first appearance in this book. So yeah, so Looney Tunes and Merrie Melodies number 1. It's a big key. That's probably the biggest key of all for Looney Tunes. But then we got this one. This is Looney Tunes and Merrie Melodies Comics number, I think it's like 90 something. Wait, why doesn't it ever say? I think it's like 93. I want to say 93. I might be wrong on the number. But this is the first appearance of Wile E. Coyote, but he was known as is it Keston Coyote or something like that? It's like a different name in it. So yeah, so I don't know. They changed his name later. Then we got Porky Pig's Duck Hunt. And this is sort of like the first comic that's devoted to Porky Pig and Daffy Duck. Yeah, so it's just a really early book. This is really early. And actually, I have another comic, which is the first titled Porky Pig comic, but I couldn't find it. It's in another box. Then we have, this is 4-color 406. Actually, a very affordable book, considering how great of a book this one is. It's the first appearance of Tweety Bird and Sylvester. So this is 4-color 406, and it's the first time that they're even titled as well. So they get the title and they get their first appearances. And now this is kind of an interesting one. I'm not sure. It's not a major key, but this is the Animaniacs, which are kind of part of the Looney Tune thing. This is actually the first appearance of, I believe, Pinky and the Brain. So yeah, so this is Animaniacs Winter or something like that. It doesn't say. Or special Christmas issue. Yeah, special Christmas issue, number 1. And then we got another 4-color. This is 4-color 181. And this one is the first appearance of Scuttlebutt Sam, which was kind of like the prototype for Yosemite Sam. So really considered to be the first appearance of Yosemite Sam. In it, Yosemite Sam has like instead of his typical red beard, it's like a white beard. So this is that one. And then we got another cool one. This is Looney Tunes, number 240. And this is the first appearance of Pepe Le Pew. It's kind of a cool book. And then we have Looney Tunes #1. This is just Looney Tunes #1 from the later series. So it's just another #1, kind of a cool book by itself. And then we got 4-Color 457, which is the first titled Daffy Duck comic. So we got Daffy Duck here. And we got 4-Color 918. In this, Wile E. Coyote is called Wild E. Coyote, so he finally gets his name, and it's also the first appearance of the Roadrunner. So, yeah, kind of a cool book. So those are the ones that I brought. I actually have a few others that I should have brought. I have the first appearance of the Tasmanian Devil. I have the Porky the Pig one, and a few others that I could have brought, but I haven't found. I have to find them. They're sort of very poorly organized. I have to really get back into organizing all my books again, because I realized that where I thought I had them all together, I realized that they're not all together. So I got to kind of search around for some of these other key books. But I hope you enjoyed those books, at least. Try to show a fair amount of the key books for Looney Tunes. And that is it for this week. That was the last question. If you have a question you would like to ask me, or it could be anything about comics, just put it in the comments below and I will answer it next week. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.